What is up, YouTube? Dave back here with another video for you this week. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's been like 6 months or something like that, but who cares? Today we're talking about 4x5 photography. Not really photography, but we're talking about this guy right here, a 4x5 Rittreck View camera, but that's not even true. It's not really a 4x5 camera. It's a 5x7 camera with a 4x5 reducing back, which is most commonly found in them that I've found here nowadays. So let's take a look at this camera. Roll the intro. What is up, YouTube? Dave back here with another video, another gear video, because you know you all like gear videos, and today we're talking about the Rittreck View camera from Japan. And right here it is. I'm going to talk about it a little bit and how to set it up, how to work it, all its features and functions and so forth. This is an almost 10-pound view camera. By nature it's a 5x7 view camera, but most of them, like this one here, come with a 4x5 reducing back. I haven't even seen a 5x7 back for one available anywhere, but I have seen some larger ones. It was a modular camera design that's made to have larger backs, like a 6x10 or even an 8x10, if you can even find those anywhere. But there's lots of them available in Japan and lots of accessories available in Japan as well. Lots of extra of the 4x5 backs, but I don't know about any of the others. So let's get started. So this is it on the tripod. Nice sturdy tripod, because like I said, this thing is 10 pounds. With a lens, it may even be more depending on the lens you have. So what we're going to do is show you how to open it up. Right now it's in its fully collapsed position. It has a nice solid carrying handle. This one was a little worn, so I covered it up with some heat shrink tubing to tighten it all back up and protect it. So let's go ahead and open this one up. First, you're going to untighten the screws on the side, because you should always tighten those up when you close it. There's a button on the front here. We're going to press that, and we're going to open it right up until the clicks. These things are spring loaded, they clicked in, so then we're going to go ahead and tighten those down to get it in the square position. This one has some beautiful new bellows on it, and we're going to go ahead and open these bellows up. So what we want to do is pull the plate, kind of pull it all out together, and look at that, it sets right up there. And then there's a red line right here, on here and on here, so and that's our even up, level up line. So we're going to go ahead and put it there and lock it all in position. The front plate here comes out pretty far, so we're going to go ahead and pull this out so we can push that back a little bit. If you need the extension, there it is. You can pull that on out like that, push it back to the point that you need it, or you can, if you're using a wide angle lens, you know, maybe you want it all the way back here, so you can keep it nice and close and tight. Nice and close and tight into the back. Longer lenses, you know, you'll be able to pull it out that way or pull it out that way. A lot of flexibility, a lot of adjustment. About 360 millimeters or so, maybe 365 or even 370 on here from what I can tell on these bellows. So let's show you all the movement. So we can come all the way out here, and if you want to work the front, like I said, you can, earlier we can up and down, you know, loosen these screws on the side, move it up and down here, tighten them up. We can loosen the screws on the bottom, and then you have some back tilt, and then you can, if you push it down, you got a little bit of front tilt too. So there's a little front tilt, little back tilt. These are spring loaded, by the way, so they'll click back into their lock points. So you got to kind of push them to unlock them, the little sides here like that. We can lock that back up like so, and then on the front, like these, move it back and forth. But if you take this one here, and if you push it down, then you can twist it like that. Then you have some, what we call swing, right there, swing, and then you got some swing, and you can swing it the other way like so. So there's a little bit of swing there as well. And let's put this thing back, put it back, line it back up. So we got some swing, and I showed you the tilt, and then we had the rise and fall that you saw in here. So let's go ahead and rise it, and you got, you know, a good bit of rise. You can go up pretty high. You can take it down all the way down until it hits there. I don't know what all this is in degrees, but it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. I don't know how many degrees all this stuff is. So let's go ahead and turn this around. First off, we do have our fine tuning, our focusing knobs here. So on the right hand side, or maybe the left hand side as you're looking, but on this side, you've got your knob. It's a geared focusing knob here. And I just turn it, it's moving in and out. And then on this side, you have your lock. So we can focus her up, and then we can just turn this just slightly to lock it. If you turn this knob too much, it starts to loosen itself up, and then you have a hard time locking it. So you don't want to turn it very much. Turn it back. It really only has maybe 3/4 of an inch at that play in it that you should really use. So we could turn it back, and while it's loose, you focus, and then you just turn a little bit, and that locks it really tight. It doesn't take much. So we're going to turn that back and turn that back, and let's go ahead and lock that and leave it alone. And let's go ahead and turn this guy around. So this is the side view. Again, there's that fine-tune focusing knob for your tilt on the front, knob for your rise and fall on the front. This knob here is a kind of a special knob as well. It's got a little geared mechanism in it, so it gives you a little bit, if you can see that. If I turn this, the back comes back just a little bit. It gives you a very little bit of adjustment in the back, the way the back is just a hair. It's like a fine-tuned micro adjustment knob, just a little bit of tilt here and there. If you're doing, I guess, for close-up work and you really need that fine-tuned tilt. And then we also have on each side here, as well as here, we have the locking knobs for the back. And if you loosen those back up, if you tighten them up, then, and these will work the same way as the front. You can turn it, and you got a lot of swing as far as you can go till the bellows bind. And then we have a little bit of back tilt that way as well. Quite a bit of back tilt, actually. And you put it back up, and it's got the same spring-loaded locking mechanism, which is really nice. It just pops back in place when it's all done. And then if we turn this guy all the way around the back, on the bottom here, there are 2 knobs. And if we loosen these guys, then we're gonna have some back shift, side to side. Work it, side to side, work it, side to side. And then and it's got an indexing line there and some little marks so you can really fine-tune it if you want. And then if you want to swing, you got some swing in the back as well. While it's unlocked, you can swing. You got some swing that way, and like I said, you got some shift this way. And put it right back there. As far as I can tell, this camera does not appear to have any sort of shift on the front, only on the back. So we'll turn it back around, and that's all that works. Now we do have, might be hard to see, but right here, there's little plastic knobs here that you can unlock. And when you unlock those, we can then move the back towards us this way. So the back now is moving. If you see, the back is moving. So we have some movement on the back. We can spread out. So we have movements both ways to really maximize those bellows if you really need the full length. Otherwise, you can leave it locked in, and then you can just turn this little lever on both sides. There's one here as well as one here. It's mirrored on each side, and the knobs on the bottom both will rotate the back. Unlike the front, where you have one that focuses and one that locks, on back they just both move it back, and you use these little plastic levers right here to lock it back in place. So this thing is a tank. It's built out of metal. It's got kind of a hammer tone greenish finish. It's not necessarily the prettiest thing in the world, but it's built like a tank. This was probably from somewhere in the 70s, I imagine. Let's look at the back of it. So on the back of it, here's the ground glass. This is just a basic gridded ground glass. It does have markings, 4 markings for a 6x9. If you were to have a 6x9 back in there, and the squared markings for your composition. That's what I'm looking for, composition. The back is also it's very nice because it rotates horizontal. If you want to do a portrait, you just simply flip it this way, boom, you're in portrait mode. It's that simple. And then we're going to turn it back. Let's just turn it back this way, boom, we're back at landscape. Very, very, very easy camera to switch from portrait to landscape. So now let's go over here and take a look at the back. Let's continue. So again, we're at the back. You have the ground glass, and then it comes out to put your dark slide holder in there, and it's pretty simple, pretty standard. Now you can get a cover that hooks and hinges in here and folds, and also has a flip out hood and all that, and it protects it. That does come available for these, and some of the backs, if you look on the website in Japan, So many of the backs still have that piece with them. I don't know if it was standard or if it was an extra, but this one didn't have it when I got it. Now, like I said before, this is a modular camera and you can interchange things. So if you wanted to remove the entire back for whatever reason, maybe you had a different one, you loosen these knobs up here on the top here. You're going to loosen these knobs and they kind of go opposite directions. And then you're going to push these things forward. If we push them forward, they kind of pop out and then the whole back just comes off just like that. Now again, you know, it twists for orientation, so you never really have to do this unless you're actually changed into a different format back if you happen to have more formats for it. And it's got some little like grooves. You got to get it down in there good, so it'll go underneath those tabs. Then we're just going to pop these back down. So that's the back of the Rittreck View camera. So let's talk for a few minutes just about the front. Now, this is not a standard Linhof lens board. It is a special lens board, and I have you can probably find them in Japan as well. But I have this old lens. It's a homemade lens board that fits in here. So I made it out of just a piece of plywood and painted it black. So it's going to pop in here and flip in there like that. But this is kind of the size. It's a little bigger than it's bigger than the Linhof lens board. And then you pull the top part back, you drop it in the bottom, and the little nameplate has a spring-loaded mechanism in there, it holds it on, and then at the top up here, you're going to push that to lock it. Now it can never come out, so it's pretty solid. You want to take it out, you unlock that, you're going to pull this back, and then it comes right back off. Now, most of these, and you can buy these in Japan as well, but I happen to be fortunate enough on this one to get the Linhof Technica style lens board adapter to go with it. So this guy, it just goes in here and you lock it like that, and you can lock it in. And then once this is in, you can put your Linhof style lens board in there and then just push these slides up and down. So it's kind of like more of a typical 4x5 field camera, except they're on the side. So the lens board sits in here, and then these just slide up from the side to lock it. And then a lot of those lens boards have a round bump in there, embossing or whatever, that can catch into this and lock out. So that's how the lens boards work. And now let's talk about the final piece, folding this bad boy back down. Let me show you how to do that. You just got to be real careful about when you fold it down. We're just going to kind of push everything back, start pushing it back. We're going to loosen these guys up. They're already loose. So we're going to slide that down. We're going to loosen the sides up so we can start sliding this top down. One thing about this is you cannot have anything at all in here, not even the adapter board. This can't even be in there. Nothing at all in there, because it's got to be able to go all the way back. So we're going to slide this down. We're going to start to fold it down and push it back like this, and then we're going to push it all the way back. So we're going to push that all the way back to where it's flush in the front, and then we're going to push these guys all the way back as far as they go. Then we're going to tilt it down, and then we're going to push the top all the way back until it hits, just like I did there. All the way back until it hits. We're going to loosen the sides. We're going to push it down like this, and we're just going to close it right up. Now, it didn't click, and that means that this isn't quite all the way back. So we'll push that all the way back. Now you can hear it click. Then we're going to tighten the sides here, and then we'll pop it off the tripod, and 10 pounds later, we're good to go. See ya. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think about the Rittreck View camera, or what's your favorite 4x5 camera. See you on the next one.